Welcome to another episode of the FFV podcast. Today here I have another amazing guest, an artist, a true builder, a creator, and co-founder of one of the coolest NFT projects still building today, and that is Forgotten Rooms. Welcome the legend himself, J Trull, also known as J Trull on X. Thanks for hopping on the show, man. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, dude, I had to have you guys on, man. I mean, after literally everything, dude. I mean, you guys were there from the very, very beginning. I remember you guys. Damn, dude, I remember seeing you guys first pop up, man. And I was like, damn, dude, I really wish I could fucking afford these because, dude, you guys had a great start, man. Great lore, great story. But before we head into all that, man, I really got to ask you. And this question everybody gets, but everybody has a different answer. So the first question is, how did you first discover crypto, and what about crypto made you want to stay here?
That's always a really fun question.
Yeah, it always is, man. I love these stories, man.
Yeah. Let's see. I'd known about it since like 2017. Never really bought in because I didn't fully understand it. I just understood the basic concept of Bitcoin, and I thought it was really cool. But you know, I didn't know it would be anything ever. I would say what really got me in is during COVID, and it's funny, I feel like a lot of people have this same story, but during COVID,
I do too.
We all got sent home, and I saw the stock market crash, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy in. This is a great entry point. And then I studied stocks for like a month, and then, you know, looked into alternative investments and rediscovered crypto, and this time decided, okay, I'm going to dive in deep this time. And what's interesting is, like, at that time, people were talking about the Bitcoin halving. And that sounded like such a really strong narrative to me, especially because you could see the history in the price charts. And so to me, I was like, wow, this is like a done deal. This is going to happen. Like, Bitcoin's going to do its thing that it always does after the halving. This sounds like the easiest bet in the world. And so I bought it with Bitcoin. And then of course, as you do, I learned about Ethereum and became really interested in that as well.
Nice.
Thing. And then of course.
Did that lead you into like NFTs right out? Because that was the whole, yeah, tell me about that, man. How did that lead to that road?
Yep. And then that led to NFTs, because that's when NFTs started to pop off.
Nice.
And I've been a professional.
What did you think about them when you first saw them? Like NFTs? Yeah, nice. Okay.
Because I'll tell you what. Because I was a digital artist for my whole career, working in animation and video games, and before that I was a traditional painter, and so I was like, you know, I love digital art, but the problem with digital art is you can't sell it like you can a painting.
Yeah. You
know, because it can be infinitely copied across the internet, and so my first. The first thing I loved about NFTs was that you could actually sell a piece of digital art for the first time in history. And it was just amazing to me, because I'd been looking for that all my life, and I never thought it would. I thought it was just a fantasy.
So it just clicked for you, man. You're like, this is it. This is it right here. Nice.
Yeah, it made perfect sense to me. And so then I started making NFTs for a while, just little one-of-ones. And then my partner Dota came to me and was like, dude, let's do a 10K.
Oh, shit.
So that's the whole story. Yeah.
So how did that, like, the conception of Forgotten Rooms happen? Is that how it happened? Like, hey, my guy, let's start a 10K NFT PFP. Like, and then what happened right after that? You guys went straight into the lore, or how did it go?
We batted around a few ideas of exactly, you know, what's the theme? What should we make? It's funny. Dota wanted to make, this sounds so ridiculous, right? He wanted to make toast.
Little
toast characters. And I was like, okay, fine. I guess we'll make toast.
Yeah. How did you feel about that? You were like, I don't know.
I didn't love it, but I was like, whatever. I had no idea what we did. I didn't know anything. And so I was like, whatever, sounds fun. Let's do it. And then luckily, like a day after we decided on that, we found an NFT toast collection. I don't even remember what it was called. And he was like, damn, I guess we can't do this. And I was like, Dota, let me just do wizards. And Yeah, and he was like, I don't know. And I was like, dude, let me just draw a few and you see if you like it, and I'll come up with a story. And I did, and he eventually loved it. And so that's
Damn.
how that started.
That's pretty cool, man. You know, like it didn't, because I don't know, man. You know, I don't know if you agree, but like, would you guys be where you're at today if you guys went with the bread with the toast? No, I don't think so either,
No,
man.
no,
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 that's pretty cool.
that would have been a rug situation for sure.
Yeah,
We would have
yeah,
been
man.
dead the first week. No,
Yeah,
but the Wizards, there's like actually a world and a story behind it. So I
yeah.
think that's why it's got legs.
Especially within like crypto world, crypto kind of culture and stuff. We're all very techie, kind of nerdy video games, kind of stuff like that. It fits perfect, man. When I first saw them too, man, I was like, holy shit, man, these are fucking dope, man. Like I fucking want one, I need one and shit like that. But at the time, man, I was like, man, hey, man, you know, I didn't have a lot of money in my name, man, you know, and these things were popping, man. I was like, damn, dude, you know, I always need to get me a wizard, man. But that's fucking cool, man. But so during that time, man, you guys really focused really heavily on the lore. How did that first like character development come into play? What was the first character even like?
Well, I don't know if I would say there was a first like character. You know, you kind of develop all 10,000 at the same time. You push the art through a generator.
Yeah.
You know, I guess tangential to your question, I think one thing that makes our characters really stand out is most 10K PFP projects, they they have an artist, and the artist draws all the traits, and then the generator just randomly assembles them, and you're done, and that's what you get. You got 10,000 characters.
Yeah.
But we took an extra step where we have this thing called we call it affinity, and it's basically where I could go onto a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet has every single trait, all the heads, the bodies, the familiars, and so on, and I tag every single trait with like a quality. And then, okay, so like, for example, like there's a swamp witch head, and then there's a few bodies that would go with that swamp witch head because it's like green. And then of course, like a familiar that a swampy character would get would be like a frog. And so basically I'm giving all these like qualities and these tags to every single trait. And the affinity generator places like with like. It gives them harmony. So they're not just like a randomly chaotic collection. All the characters seem to have a little bit of harmony to them.
Yeah, you're right.
Through color or theme or whatever. So that really, I think, gave our whole collection a lot of character and a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Whereas
no, dude, I completely agree, man. There's nothing like there out there with the mark, not even remotely close, man. And if there was, man, it would automatically remind me of Forgotten Runes. You know what I mean? There is no like full body wizard. Dude, you guys killed the fucking full body like perfectly, dude. Like perfect for the PFPs, because most PFPs are just the face. You know what I mean? But dude, I see the wizards PFP. It's the whole character, man. It's fucking dope, man. You guys did a really great job at that. So when you guys were developing the actual story itself, for anybody that doesn't know, could you explain or go into a little bit of details about the story, about the wizards, the runes, the whole world, you know, the lore of everything, man? I love hearing that shit, man. Just because, like, bro, we can get lost in there, man. We can really put ourselves into these characters. That's what I do. I put myself into these characters. I am this wizard, and I'm going to write my own journey. But dude, would love to hear your lore, your stories, and how you guys approach that.
Yeah. So one thing that's really important to me with this collection is it's not just like, oh, let's just do a fantasy collection. It's using fantasy to comment on culture and technology, and it's specifically blockchain technology. It's using the fantasy genre to comment on that. And so, you know, the first question is like, what really is blockchain? What does it mean? What's the point of blockchain? And how does it relate to fantasy and storytelling? And to me, blockchain is basically just a really amazing record-keeping system that can never be erased. Okay, and so how does that relate to like fantasy and mythological stories? Well, all throughout world history, we've got legends and stories and epic poems and just amazing pieces of fantasy, in every culture across the world over 2,000 years. And a lot of those stories have been forgotten because they've been put on mediums that decay over time. How many stories did we lose when the Library of Alexandria was burned? How many paintings have we lost in wars? How many I'm sure that, like, we've lost some of Shakespeare's best work. All throughout history, there's been countless pieces of art and stories that we've just totally lost, and we don't even know that they ever existed. They were inscribed on clay tablets that have been broken. I mean, I could give a million examples, but you get it. So blockchain is the first time in history where now we have a medium upon which we can write stories that will never be forgotten.
Damn.
Never be erased.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
That's kind of the core of what Forgotten Runes is about. We have this saying called "Put thy rune on the door," and it just means to put your mark on the world so that you're never forgotten. And so that's kind of the foundational, like, sentiment under the lore. If I was going to build on top of that, we intentionally use a lot of archetypes that you see repeated throughout these stories across world history, like the Ouroboros. You can find the Ouroboros in almost every culture across the globe, across time. The world egg, you can find that in almost every culture, in every religion, in every story across the globe, across time. And why we use these archetypes is because this plays to the whole mission of decentralized storytelling. When you have thousands of storytellers spread across the globe, it helps to use these archetypes because everybody already sort of knows what these things are. They already know what they mean. It's not like giving someone a random, I don't know, I can't even think of an example right now, a random, like a red balloon. Like, a red balloon could mean something different in every culture. Like the world egg, people 2,000 years ago in China, people 1,000 years ago in Native American mythology, they all know roughly what it means. And so that helps a decentralized group of creators across the world sync their ideas in a more coherent way because we all implicitly understand these archetypes.
Damn, that's crazy, man. So your guys' story will forever be ingrained into the blockchain and will never have any confusion onto what it actually is. Man, dude, I never really thought about it like that, man. Thank you for that, bro, because I'm going to start using that as a use case for blockchain NFT technology, man. I'm always looking for other points, other ways I can, NFTs are stupid, blockchain is stupid. Well, actually, motherfucker, we can do this and this and that. But dude, that is a beautiful thing to say, man. I really appreciate you saying that. Kind of staring off a little bit, but still on the topic of NFTs, what do you give about, like, what's your honest opinions and thoughts of the current state of NFTs? There's not a lot of stuff going on. There's it's kind of sleepy on the as far as hype and market goes, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, everybody still rocks an NFT PFP. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like, what's going on there? What are your thoughts on, like, the current state of NFTs right now?
Yeah, no, this is a good question. I think the first real big disaster was the whole royalties thing. I think that really just shook up the whole space. And
how come?
Well, because, okay, for us, for example, we built an entire business model on royalties. So it's like, you make money from that initial sale, and that's great. You can't use that to sustain a business forever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, true.
And we thought, okay, well, the next great revenue stream will be from royalties, and this is how we can just build forever and live off royalties. It incentivizes us to keep building for what's already out there. We don't have to make a whole new collection. We can just keep building on top of what's already out there, and get royalties on that. And that's a business model. But now that's taken away.
Yeah.
And so we've had to, like, reconfigure everything. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked on that. The current state of NFTs, I think the whole royalty thing is a shame. Beyond that, you know, it's funny. I saw you making comments like comparing NFTs to the whole meme coin craze that's happening right now, and I love what you were saying.
A lot of people were giving me flack for it. I was like, dude, it's funny that you say that. Every single person that had anything, you know, kind of negative, not really negative, but kind of counter argument, all of them had an NFT PFP. All of them.
Yeah, dude, like NFTs were the most fun that anybody had in crypto. Anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like even like the DeFi guys, I think we brought fun to their world.
Yeah.
Like NFTs are more fun than meme coins. I'm sorry. They just are, because they have the art and the culture, and they're not like just an overnight rug and then you move on to the next one like a herd of locusts. Like NFT projects, a lot of them like at least stuck around for like a few months, if not longer.
It's crazy, man, you know, because like I see like people out there making that comparison. You know, meme coins are better and stuff like that. But like dude, you know, I know you read it and it goes into it a little bit, but like, dude, with meme coins, you could have fucking millions and millions of holders, dude. Like nobody's getting heard. No voice matters. Nobody feels special. A fucking community with 1K to 10K fucking people in it, you're going to get heard. You're going to feel special. And you are a part of something bigger than yourself. You know what I mean? So, and people are, you know, people are just, the funniest comments are like, hey, you know, it's the same thing. People just want to flip money for NFT. And that's okay. I understand that. That's with everything in the world. But dude, you're telling me this while wearing an NFT PFP, motherfucker. You know, what are you talking about?
Look, nobody's gonna wear a T-shirt of a meme coin. I mean, not really. Maybe a dog with hat here and there, fine. But okay, nobody's gonna go. There's not gonna be a celebrity going on Jimmy Kimmel saying, "I bought a meme coin." You're not gonna see parties like pop up in New York City around just a meme coin. You're not gonna see toys and games and YouTube videos, like just all the culture that NFTs bring. It's very few and far between with meme coins. It's just not the point. I mean, it's apples and oranges, but like, I don't know. I think the whole crypto market had so much more fun during the NFT craze, you know, which makes me think it will come back. Because it was just too much fun during the whole thing.
Dude, it was so much fun, man. That just like you, man. I kind of got it. I got more into it during COVID, and I didn't know, dude. I didn't even know what ETH was. I knew what an NFT was before I knew what ETH was, and I was just like, holy shit, dude! I have to buy this currency so I can buy an NFT. I was like, oh, okay. It was just way much more fun, bro. Like, even like with the people that I've met, dude, the people that I've met in meme coins, they're cool. Don't get me wrong, they're great. But like, it's not as lasting long relationship as if with an NFT. And it's crazy because you don't even have to rock the same PFP project as me. As long as you have an NFT PFP, bro, we're homies, dude. We're getting along. You know what I mean? We have the same interests and same fucking views of this shit, man. But yeah, man, I just think that NFTs are just an inevitable thing, man. And like, I don't know, man. What do you see like when you look out there today? Like, are you kind of sad? Like, are you kind of like happy? What do you think about it when you look at it today?
Yeah, if I was going to put a positive spin on it, I would say like, you know, it's good that all the rug NFT projects, they're totally gone. The people who were not in it for the right reasons, they're gone. Great. I see like the strongest ones are still remaining. And you know, so like strength forged in fire is sort of like what we're left with now. And that's probably a long-term good thing for the whole NFT movement. You know, I mean, I think that's probably the biggest thing I'm seeing right now.
And how did you guys, like, as a team, as a company and stuff like that, how did you guys manage through all this bear market shit? You know what I mean? Like, NFTs are a fad, NFTs are bad for, you know, all these crazy narratives, you know, surrounding NFTs. Like, was there ever a point of doubt, or was there any like, fuck, dude, like, are NFTs for real? Like, what are we doing? Like, how did you guys navigate through all that?
Okay, how we navigated it is just we managed our books responsibly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't say that too much about everybody else, man.
That's the simplest answer. You know, and you know, to what I was speaking about earlier, like we found alternate sources of income. Like we've got
Okay.
a full comic book now. We've sold some merch. Like here's what I guess I would say. Like me personally, I treat what we're doing as primarily like a franchise sort of media project. And we just use NFTs as like the core tech to decentralize that IP. But I'm not like, I don't think I would call us like an NFT project first. I think we're a media franchise, media company that's using NFTs as the best tool to do what we're trying to do. And so if you look at it like that, it's like put the IP first, then you can really think about it in I guess more of like a way that an entertainment person or a creator like George R. R. Martin would think about it. Like, you know, I've just got this property that's got characters in a world. You know, what can I build with that? And so that really opens your world up, I guess your business up to a lot of different opportunities. But yeah, I mean, we've definitely, and like we've got a big video game that we're working on, which is
I can't wait to get into that, man. One last little thing about that, or about the you know, kind of the community around it, and then we'll head into the video game, which I'm pretty excited to talk about. But how did you guys manage and like kind of handle expectation? Because, you know, during the NFT craze, even today, you know, there's a lot of, or not today, I guess, but back then, there was so much like speculation, expectation, and all this other shit, man. And there's tons. I'm here every single day. There's tons of projects out there that are still kicking, still doing great things, but they let down a lot of people just because of what it was expected of them.
yeah.
And it not necessarily their fault, you know what I mean? Because speculation runs sometimes, but like with Forgotten Runes, man, you guys kept it fucking solid, dude. Solid community, solid fucking narratives, and nothing really steering off the boat, like going joyriding. You know what I mean? Because you know how narratives get, dude. They can just fucking take a joyride to hell. How did you guys like really keep that shit leveled?
Yeah. Our community is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think one reason it's so awesome is like, you know, as a project founder, you have to actually curate your community.
Yeah.
And
you can't just let them rampage, right?
Yeah, there's tons of different ways to do that. But I think at the core of why our community is awesome is because from day one, we have talked about how we have put front and center our creators in our community.
Okay.
Again, that's the whole point of the project. Put your rune on the door. Create artwork and stories around the character that you own because it's decentralized IP. That's the whole point. And so we have just attracted some of Web3's most prolific, energetic, talented, passionate artists. And, you know, when you get that kind of person in your community, they don't really care if the floor goes up or down. They're more interested in making great art and stories about the characters that they own. You know, it's not to say they don't care about it at all, but it's just, I guess it was just like a secondary concern. The primary concern is building the world and building the character.
That's a huge accomplishment, man. That's a huge accomplishment in my opinion, man, because for the majority of us, even including myself sometimes, you know, like, you know, price go up, you know, but at the same time, dude, when you portray yourself as something different, I think you're going to get a different type of people, like what you said, like you curated. But go ahead, my man. Just wanted to add that in
there. Yeah. No, it's and you know, there's several different ways that we curate these creative people into our community. You know, we do a weekly spaces every week. We haven't missed a single one. Every Wednesday we do it. You know, and we talk about the artwork that everyone's built. We have incentivize token airdrops around people being creative. You know, we've got the book, the Forgotten Runes Book of Lore, which is the digital book where everybody writes the story about their character. We've got, I think, like 4,000 entries into it.
Damn.
And then a lot of that content gets put into our larger media expressions, like the comic. Like, wow. For example, like our comic book that's actually printed and in stores. A lot of the characters in the book are characters that our community owns.
Wow.
And the stories that they wrote in the Book of Lore show up in the comic book.
Damn, that is so fucking cool, dude. I'd be so stoked. I'd be so stoked if I saw something like of my creation heading in. Oh man, that is so fucking cool, dude. I bet those people are fucking so stoked, dude. Damn, man, that is so cool.
I mean, it's like they literally, like, you can walk into a comic book store and see the character you own on the cover, like on the shelf. Like, how cool is that?
That's, dude. I'd be like, oh shit, you know what I mean, dude? Like,
yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you fuck, dude. And dude, this fucking shit just makes you feel so special. You know what I mean? Especially when you got amazing builders and founders like you guys, is that know exactly how to not only know what they're doing, dude, but really rewarding the community with real fucking good shit, man. And like, it's something to be proud of. Something that's always gonna be there. You know, you can buy that thing. I hang it up on my wall and be like, yo, anytime anybody comes over, like, dude, I made that. I fucking made that up there. It's in there, you know?
It's magic, and you're not gonna get that with meme coins.
Yeah, yeah, dude, fucking facts, man. But hey, man, I want to talk about what we mentioned earlier, man, and that is your guys' game, the MMORPG. Really want to get into that. What was the idea behind creating something like this? What were some of the goals you and the team wanted to accomplish with this game?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, we've got a fantasy themed project, so it seemed like the obvious game to make, you know.
Oh yeah,
RPG type game. And you know, it's funny because, like, I remember people years ago, I'd be in like a Twitter space and I'd hear someone say like, yeah, a lot of these NFT projects, they actually think they're going to make a full MMORPG. Little do they know how impossible that is. And like, the people who would say that, they're kind of right.
Yeah.
Like 99% of people who said they were going to do that, they didn't do it because it is really hard.
Yeah.
But no, we're actually doing it. We've already released a few builds. Have you played the builds that we've released?
I haven't yet, but I got in contact with one of the teams, man. He said he's going to hook me up. I asked him on one of my posts. He commented about the game, and I was like, dude, please let me get in there. Would love to create some content. I love playing video games. He said, dude, fucking DM me. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah, man. But nice. I'm super excited to play, man. I definitely, like I said, man, I'm going to playing, creating some content. And man, dude, I love Web3 gaming, dude. And I'm so stoked that you guys decided to go this route because, dude, when I look at that, dude, it brings me back to my old days of like RuneScape. Dude, RuneScape was my shit, dude. Like, I was on there every night. So it just brings me back to like nostalgic, good feelings. You know what I mean? So I'm super happy that you guys did that, man. But was wondering, how does like the NFT come into the play with the game? Does it? And is there like benefits with the NFTs? Yeah. Could you go into details?
Yeah, I can't say everything just yet, but like so far, if you own a wizard or a soul and then soon the warriors, you'll be able to play as that character in the game.
Nice.
And basically it's a very unique skin compared to like the generic player that a non-NFT owner would use. I can't say some of the future benefits we have. But basically, so far, it's just a really cool skin.
Nice.
There's going to be other benefits that we will announce soon.
I'm excited. I got to have you guys back on, man. Talk about that stuff too, man. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, and I'll say this much, like, and this kind of goes to the question you asked earlier, like, what, you know, why an MMORPG? MMORPGs have a very, they're known for having really complex game economies.
Yeah. Which
is great for crypto.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're aiming to have a really robust game economy in the game. And I guess that's all I'm going to say on that.
Dude, I can think of many things. Ooh, okay. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
and I also just want to give a shout out to Ronin, who we've partnered with. They have been awesome. I'm sure everybody knows that Ronin is known for Axie, and then recently a fun farming game called Pixels.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be Ronin's #3 hit.
Nice.
Their first like MMORPG.
That's dude. How is it working with Ronin? Is it a good experience? What's that like?
Yeah, it's been great. Their team is super professional, super intelligent. Like clearly they understand what it makes to, or what it requires to make a successful Web3 game.
Nice.
So, you know, so the professionalism has been great. And then what has been a really amazing surprise is that the whole Ronin community has come into our community. And you know, it's funny because like at first we were like, do we want the game Discord to merge with our Discord? Because then now we're going to have like 1,000 gamers. And you know, we didn't know if it was a good idea. We did it. It's been a great idea because all these Ronin gamers, they have been creators as well. They've been doing art and stories and like just really blending with what our community is already doing. Some of the most talented artists I see in our community now are from the Ronin community. Damn. And so they're just awesome. Like they just like day one they just fit right in, and I love it.
Dude, that's so fucking cool, man. Because like it's kind of a risk, you know what I mean? Because you don't know if these people will mesh, and like you know, with that it comes with some altercation, man. Dude, that's I don't know, man. I feel like you guys deserved it. I don't know if it was luck, because sometimes the world just feels like, yo, you guys need this shit, even though you don't know it, but here you go. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's just, you know, my 2 cents, man. I'm really weird about this whole world karma, all that good shit. You know what I mean? I think it's real, but yeah, man, you know, it's I think you guys well deserve that, man. You guys have been building for so long, man, with nothing really like, I can't even say like a bad thing, man. Like I can't, dude. Like I could say a lot of bad things about other things and shit, dude, but like not this, man. It's just been a very you know, how do I say, like, not a relief, but like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? I can point to a project like what you guys are building and say, take a look at this. You know, this isn't just fucking bullshit, you know, like these people. And what's cool about this too is that you guys have your own little section, you know what I mean? Like your own section, your own little niche with your own community and culture, man. Because nobody's doing like the wizard kind of thing as great as you guys are, man. It's, you know, you know what I mean? It's just undeniable, brother, you know?
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I feel like we've got a niche carved out. And I think it overlaps with a lot of what the crypto community is about. Like, you know, like you said, you grew up playing RuneScape, and I think there's a large section of the crypto community that, you know, they love Dungeons and Dragons and RPGs and World of Warcraft and Magic the Gathering, and you know, that's all the shit that I loved when I was a kid. And
it's fun, man. But now we're bringing it over here, man. Now that we have the tech savvy and, you know, a little bit of gift of gab, we're on here now. You know, we get to create our own world now. It's pretty nice, man. But we really would love to dig into like the lore. Is it different in the game, or is it the same thing, or how does that play out?
That's a good question. Yeah. So when we first started, I was like, okay, Bisonic, you know, I'm going to give you as much free reign as I give the rest of the community. Just like create whatever you want. Like, you know, as long as you use our characters, create whatever you want. And as time has gone on, they may have gotten a little too bifurcated from the lore that we're developing on the NFT side. So currently we're trying to merge it up a little bit more. And it's going well, and I think it will be much more aligned. But yeah, I mean, you know, I spoke earlier about like the whole sentiment behind putting your rune on the door so that you're not forgotten. Dude, it's honestly a lot deeper than that even.
Yeah? How so?
Yeah, well, so like we have a whole like Wikipedia that we call Wikipedia. that goes over like more basic things, like for example, the whole magic system in our world. There's a couple different systems at play. There's a system magic based on color. There's a system of magic based on runes. And then there's a system of magic based on just like wizard specialty, like druids and shamans and arcanists and sorcerers and enchanters. And
you gotta have that, man. You gotta have that. I love reading that shit, dude. Just because, like, I don't know, I get to choose. Like, once I read through it all, I'm like, that's who I want to be. That's me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's that. Then like the color system, like I mentioned, it's based on hat color. So we've got red, brown, yellow, green, blue, purple, and white. And then there's a secret faction of black hats, of shadow.
Oh.
And so each of these colors represents a different form of magic. And then of course there's the runes that inspire the magic. And so what's really fun is every wizard in the whole community, and there's 10,000, they're all very unique because they layer together these 3 different kinds of magic in different quantities. And that makes a really unique magical practice. Because for me, at the end of the day, magic is an art form.
Yeah.
Another word for it is the arcane arts. And so, you know, the corollary, or I guess the analogy I like to make is like in the real world, in order to make magic, you engage in the act of creation. Like that is magic, just creating something. And in like the fictional Forgotten Runes world, like magic is literally magic. And so there's an overlap between these two things in terms of like what it takes to make magic. So like, you know, in our world, if making art or creating is our world's form of magic, there's no codified set way to do it. Every artist is unique. Every writer is unique. Every musician is unique. Just as one like art school comes along and declares like, this is the way art should be, this is what art is. Let that run for 5 years, a whole new art school will come along and say, no, we reject all that. Here's the new way to do art. My point is like all artists and all art movements are very unique, and that's the way magic should be.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fucking sweet, man. And I love how deep you get into this stuff, man, because like you really know how genuine someone is building this stuff when they get to that deep of level, leaving your mark on like such a chain forever. You know what I mean? Really building these lores together to create a world around you and your community, man. And not only that, dude, but like this like way of rewarding creators for what they do. That is something that you can't really hear outside of this space. You know, it's very common for us, but like, and we hear that a lot. Maybe we're like kind of numb to it in a way. I feel like, but dude, like when I step outside of this space, dude, like, and I tell these people, oh, dude, you get rewarded for creating content, playing video games, and just watching a video in crypto. And they're like, what? Dude, that must be a scam, dude. You're fucking lying, you know? And I'm like, it's real, dude. And then it blows my mind. I'm like, damn, dude, like, you know, we're really onto something here, man. I think that you guys are really onto something too, man, which is, I read something that was like, I don't know if this is still going on, but like you guys got, well, actually it is the play driven content that you guys do with like your community. Is that still something going on? Like I saw something like was it like a Mickey Mouse kind of like a collaboration, or am I getting confused with something else? I know that there was something that someone had done within like the creator content kind of stuff, and you guys like loved it. I don't know what it was exactly. Was it like a Mickey Mouse thing or something else? It was something else, but I know it was you guys.
What this might be, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that later, man. But
yeah.
with like, how do you guys like know to reward that? You know what I mean? Like, what's good content for you guys? Anything really, or how do you guys play that out?
Yeah, I think what you're getting at it, which is like if you have thousands of creators, how do you optimize for quality and not
Yeah.
people who just might spam the book of lore with like
Exactly.
penis, and that's
Yeah. Like, do you reward that? It's a little funny.
yeah, yeah. No, how do we optimize for quality? I guess is maybe kind of your question. You know, I think like I would say first of all, people I would hope are incentivized to create good lore for their character because they own that token. Like, why would you want to pollute your own token with
True.
garbage?
True.
You know, that's only going to hurt the value of something that you own. You know, this is what I love about NFTs is like you're in control of your token's destiny.
Yeah.
You know, any meme coin, you have no control what the value of that meme coin is. It's at the whim of the market. But an NFT, a non-fungible token, you actually have a little bit of control over its value because of what you build on top of it.
Yep.
So if you're going to spam your book of lore entry with just nonsense or something that nobody wants to read or is just like vile and awful, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, true that. True that.
The first layer. There's other layers like, you know, like if your lore is awful, well, good luck. It's never going to show up in the comic. Or the or, you know, nobody's going to want to read it. Nobody will buy that token from you ever because they'll see.
Do you think that like it kind of led me into like this kind of thinking when you said that was like when you have like, for example, like me, you know, I have my Bored Ape and stuff, and I have like a derivative of it, you know, and I'm trying to build like, you know, my brand and my personal brand and stuff like that. Do you think having like certain individuals that may not have the best intent, could that ruin a project of all, like the whole thing? Because sometimes, you know, when I think about it and when I see my timeline, you know, there's obviously there's bad apples within every tree, you know what I mean? And like, but like, should a couple bad apples really like dictate a whole entire collection? Because that's what I see, dude. Like, you see one or two bad people out there just shit talking or just saying nasty things to people, and the whole entire project or the whole entire community gets labeled like that, man. You know, like, I don't know, man. It's just a wild thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a risk that any community has. I mean, not even just in NFTs, but just any kind of community you start.
That's true. That's true.
Some bad apples can ruin it. And like, I guess I would say for us, like, again, it goes back to curating a community.
Yeah.
If your community is good, then they will self-regulate and they'll kick those bad apples out.
Okay. Okay.
You know, we certainly like moderate our Discord pretty heavily, and we try to also like wield the ban hammer pretty judiciously. But you know, it's pretty amazing. We don't have to do it too often because our community is pretty good about self-regulating.
Nice. Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. And it's especially with it kind of made me realize, like, man, you're right, man. If you guys just built a solid ass community, there's gonna be some solid ass people being like checking other people, like, hey, we don't really do that here, man. You know, stuff like that, which is, man, that's an awesome community. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the Runestone, or sorry about the Rune community, man. It's fucking crazy, man. But before we move on, man, I really want to. I asked like builders this, man, because I think it's just such a great insight on, you know, not just the good times, man, but you know the bad times, you know. But like, what has been some of the most challenging things you and the team had to face while building Forgotten Runes, and like, what have you guys done to overcome those?
Yeah. I think one tricky thing, and this is something all NFT communities have, is like just the negative sentiment that normies might have about what NFTs are. I'll give you an example. Like we've got this comic book, and we had a deal in place with a publisher, a very big comic book publisher, and the deal negotiations went on for months, and we were like this close to like getting it finished. Literally at the last hour, they pulled out, and their reason was our CEO doesn't like NFTs.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's like to me, I was like, I bet this guy doesn't even know what NFTs are. He's just like seeing all the negative headlines, being a scam and blah blah blah, and decided he didn't want to like take the risk and be associated with that. I guarantee that's all it was. And so, like, you know, that alone has just really been difficult to deal with.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that, man. And like, dude, it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer when I hear that shit, man. Just because, like, man, there's some like, you know, I don't, I give the benefit of the doubt to most people, you know, and like, fuck, man. Yeah, you're right, man. That person just isn't well versed or doesn't really know or hasn't really done the not even an hour of research, you know, like just straight to conclusions. Headline readers, man. There's a couple people that I know that had brand deals with like cool stuff, man, like energy drinks or this energy powder, and like another one that had like a toy thing going on. And same story, dude. The last fucking day, man, they pulled out. Why? NFTs, man. It's just like, fuck, bro. Like, I get it, but like, come on, dude. Fuck. Like, give us another chance, man. No,
I know, because it's such amazing technology. It really is. Like, for the people who are doing it right and the people who are buying into it for the right reasons, God, it's so great what it actually is capable of. The potential is just incredible. Because, like, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
The alternative is you've got Disney, who is buying up IPs left and right. They own like Marvel and Pixar and Winnie the Pooh and Star Wars and Muppets and so much IP. And then what do they do with it? They get executives with a profit motive and no taste, and they destroy the IP and then piss off the fans. And now the IP is unrecognizable. And you know, it's like, that's what happens when you centralize an IP and put a profit motive by people, or a profit motive is inserted by people wearing suits and ties, and they don't care about the IP at all. That's what's going to happen. And
they don't care about the magic, brother. They don't care about the magic, dude. They don't.
Yep. And I just think NFTs are like the perfect solution to that problem right there. It returns the power to the fans. The fans are not just passive consumers, they're active engagers, and they're build it with you, and they get compensated fairly for doing so. And it's just magic when it works right.
Yeah, no, 1,000%, man. Especially when you have other people just loving your stuff, man. Me, for example, as like a gamer, dude, like, oh, I don't care about like getting paid or anything like that, dude. I just want to play games, you know. I love playing games, dude. And it's just like, you know, when you do something like that, man, and just like, and you hear all these stories, just like, fuck, dude. But you just got to keep going. I'm always like I'm a big pattern guy. I see the same patterns as like back in the 2000s internet stocks, you know, how everything went crazy. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. We're just in this little lull period of like headline. The internet is a fad. That's where we're at right now. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm so glad you say that. I totally agree, because the parallel is uncanny. You know,
uncanny, dude.
During the .com bubble, any company that attached .com to their name got an insane valuation. they rugged like, you know, a few years later, and the whole thing crashed, and people are like, "Oh, internet's dead."
It's it's the same thing, man. It's funny. Humans are funny, man. I love us, man. We just love to do the same thing, circle and circle, but just different dresses, different makeup and stuff like that. But dude, back to it, dude. I want to dig into something really cool you guys got cooking up, and it was mentioned a little bit before, but that is the animated TV show. I watched the trailer, dude. It gave me fucking chills, bro. It gave me fucking. It made me wanting more. I'm not gonna lie. I was like waiting for more. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, man, just like 10 seconds more. You know what I mean? But man, dude, like, after watching that trailer, man, it got me excited. It looks fucking pretty cool, man. The timeline mixed with like the wizards, the city life, and the tech, man. Dude, it's up my alley. You know what I mean? But what was the idea behind the show? What do you guys hope to accomplish with it?
Yeah, let's see. Where do I begin? You know, I'm not trying to just do like a standard fantasy project. I'm trying to like do a new twist on it. So
yeah, I could see that, dude. Once I saw like the cities and all the other good, I was like, oh fuck, dude, this isn't just back in the day, like just sticks and stones and magic. This is the also future. Oh man, I was so excited to see that. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you liked it. No, it's, you know, it's it's the Runiverse is really just like planet Earth 1,000 years in the future after the singularity occurs, the technological singularity. This is another part of the lore that's very deep.
Love it.
But yeah, and so that's why you see these modern pieces of architecture and vehicles, and you know, it's very much magic in a sort of modern world. That's not to say you also don't see very old-fashioned things like steam-powered trains and wooden ships. And there's a whole narrative reason why the old is mixed with the new. That's a whole other thing. But the point is like, yeah, this is the world is about magic, the conflict between magic and technology, and how that affects people's lives. And the wizards themselves are this very unique class of people who have magic. You know, the show is sort of about, you know, like, what is the wizard's place in this world? And you know, I'm glad you reacted that way, because the show for me was like, it is my personal #1 goal. I'm actually more excited about the show than the game.
Nice.
My background is in animation. I went to animation school, so it's the thing that I want to do most. I mean, literally like 2 days after the project launched, I found a partner to help me get a show, and that's how Bear Snake got involved. He's our Hollywood connection guy.
Yeah.
And so that trailer was actually made by Titmouse, which is a really great studio in Los Angeles.
Man, dude, that's fucking awesome, man. I mean, hey, you guys aren't, and this is not, you guys aren't going into all this like willy-nilly kind of off the bat. From what I've read, you guys have like a fucking powerhouse team, including people like Derek. I don't know how to pronounce Kolstad or something like
Kolstad. Yep,
Kolstad, yeah. And for people who don't know who that is, man, he's the dude that created that fucking John Wick movie and the new movie with the Better Call Saul guy. That show, I forgot what it's called.
Always forget.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. Bob Odenkirk, I think.
Yeah, yep. From Better. Yep, man, dude. That's so. Once I saw that, man, I was like, damn, dude, this is gonna have some badass fucking storyline, dude. Because holy shit, that dude knows he knows how to write shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what role does he play in creating the show? Is it like the story or like the whole thing around it, or what's that like?
So yeah, Derek is awesome. I freaking love that guy. Not only do I love him because he's talented, but I love him because he's also just very easy to work with. He's such a nice guy, which is honestly is kind of rare in Hollywood, especially among like writers and artists. Yeah. It's so easy to get a big ego in Hollywood, especially when you have the success that Derek has had. Yeah, but no, he's cool as fuck. So basically the what's happened now, we've gone through several, I guess, iterations of how the production is going to go. Currently, I'm going to write the episodes, and Derek is kind of going to consult. I think where we're at now, this is subject to change, but it's just like, we kind of ran into this with the game and the comic, where like, my job is to like make the lore as deep and as complex as possible. And so like every day I'm like writing notes in my own little notebooks, and once in a while I add it to the Wikipedia, and it's just getting more and more deep and complex as the months go by. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, it makes more sense for me to just write the story and have someone else come on top, rather than just like say, hey, Derek, hey, comic writer, read the entire Wikipedia and all the lore and all my special notes, and then write something. Like it's almost too much.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing it this way, man, because you got the magic within you, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the others don't, but like your heart is with this whole entire world, and we need your heart and that and the fucking magic that comes from it poured into there, man. And you're gonna see it. And now that I know how the process, I know for a fact we're going to see that.
Yeah, you know, and it's not like Derek couldn't write a whole amazing show by himself. No. Yeah, he could, because he's done it.
Oh yeah.
But it just wouldn't be like everything that's in the Wikipedia and the book of lore, and it's like it just at this point it makes more sense for me to like lay the foundation and then him come on top.
And as you know, man, like you know, as a big video game person myself, man, you know, when there's like shows or movies created, man, like it's very rare someone gets it right because there's like little things that other people might think take it as little details is huge for people that actually play the fucking game. You know what I mean? And that's why it makes me so stoked that you are like the creative doing this shit like 100% with some obviously like some guidance and stuff, but like it just makes me more bullish on that part, the fact that you are the one doing this. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yeah. Because I can literally put every single Easter egg and connect the magic system with the map, with the hat colors, with the Ouroboros, with the singularity, like every single detail. I know how it fits together. And I can do that. So yeah, the show's gonna have that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to watch it, dude. I'm gonna tell all my friends for sure, man, to watch this shit. And like, and that's another thing, dude. Like, when you like approach like the show and stuff like that, what like, and like trying to reach an audience outside of our little bubble, like how do you approach that? What is your like process in that? Because like it's a little dangerous, sketchy to be like, hey, this show was made from like NFT, because you know you've already experienced that. You know what I mean? So like, what's your thoughts on that? How are you gonna go about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think one strength that we have is, unlike 90% of the NFT projects out there, like you said earlier, we have a full body character and they all have different heads and they all look very different. Like they don't look like an NFT like PFP where, you know, it's like a penguin with a different hat and you know, 10,000 of those, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think like just on the surface, it doesn't really look like an NFT. You know, they're all very unique characters. That's number one. Number two, you know, how do we appeal to a normie audience? Same way everyone else does it. Have really compelling storylines, really characters with really really strong story arcs, a world that just feels really big and expansive. Awesome animation. You know, we're doing this sort of anime adjacent style, which I think has a broad appeal right now. Like anime is just getting more and more popular. Worldwide. You know, everybody loves anime.
Easily, easily, dude.
And then, you know, and then like, you know, and it certainly helps to have an awesome partner like Derek, who, you know, what I love about Derek is like his storylines and his character development is very intelligent. It's something that like a film critic can really sink their teeth into, but he also knows how to appeal to like a big mainstream audience with these amazing action sequences and just it's just like a really fun watch whenever you watch John Wick or anybody. So
yeah, dude, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you, man. I could see it, I could feel it in your voice, man, that you're just so fucking stoked for this, man. And I know that it's gonna just turn out great, however it turns out, man. Because you know, obviously your heart's in it, man. Like it's just a good thing to see. You know what I mean? It makes me feel good inside. Like, yo, this guy's out here working his ass off, building real shit, so it can make us as a whole entire community look fucking good. You know what I mean? Because you know for a fact we've all been looking pretty bad out here. You know? But man, real quick, man, last couple of questions, my man. I'll let you go. But this is back to like the NFTs and stuff, man. But do you ever think we ever see an insane run like we did back in 2021?
Question. Yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, I think like, you know, if you study the 4-year cycles, like I think if the pattern holds true, like the bull market is really supposed to heat up next year.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Bitcoin always leads. I think if we start seeing Bitcoin run, then the altcoins will run. You'll go farther down the risk curve, and I think that's where NFTs are.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the meme coin narrative is still with us, but I just can't imagine that we would see another hot crypto bull run and not see NFTs play a role in that.
I don't see that either.
And it's just because it was so much fun last time. It brought a whole different thing to the whole space. It brought culture, it brought art, it brought music, it brought just, you know, like celebrities, for better or for worse, but like still like that, you know, that's how you get attention.
Yeah. No doubt, man. And real communities too, dude. Like, I get it. You can have a meme coin community and shit, dude. But dude, none of those are going to last no more than 3 to 4 months at all. You know what I mean? Like, I know people that are still rocking the same NFT PFP for 3 to 4 years straight. You know what I mean? Not a single deviation from any kind of meme coin or anything like that, man. It's just like, for me, man, I just think it's just way more culturally powerful than a meme coin, in my opinion. We've, just like you said, we have a lot more fun. We built way fucking more, you know, way more cool things, you know. But yeah, man.
One thing I do wonder about though is like, like the main use case for NFTs in the last bull run was just the PFP, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the PFP was almost synonymous with NFTs, and I do wonder if like we'll see a different.
I think so.
Beyond the PFP.
I think so. I think that I've said it before. You know, I said that, you know, I think that the old legacy NFT collections will have a nice run. They will have a great run, you know, more gradually, you know what I mean? But like the new NFTs with new narratives and just fresh new people are going to have a way more better time, better returns. Just like I said, just a better time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Better narratives that people can have fun with again. You know what I mean? Like we had fun with the IP narratives, the airdrop narratives, just the PFP narratives. We had fun, but now that is dried the fuck up. Nobody cares about that stuff anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, if they did, the market would be fucking exploding, but it's just not. You know what I mean? So I believe we will see another great run, but it's going to be with new projects and new narratives. And for the people that just keep continuing building, those are going to be the more premium collections, in my opinion. Those will be the ones that are just deemed as quote unquote blue chips. You know what I mean? And then like, it just continues on like that in cycles and cycles and cycles. But that's just my 2 cents, my man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I think so. And like, you know, like one thing I'm always trying to do is like sniff out, okay, what is the next like narrative in NFTs? What's the utility? You know, is it going to be gaming? Is it going to be God knows what?
Yeah. Dude, it's always something we never expect. Never, dude. That's why I'm always keeping my eyes open, my heart open. I'm just like, you know what, dude? And I'm not gonna lie, dude. There's been times where I'm just like, you know, fuck this narrative, fuck this meta, and oh man, dude, it's just not a good way to go about that, because then you just become salty, and I don't like that version of me. I ain't doing that shit ever again, man. But yeah, man, I'm excited for NFT season to heat up again. It's inevitable, just like we both talked about, man. I mean, we till this day, man. I mean, yes, we talked about meme coins, but we talked about way more building NFTs, and not just about what you guys are doing, but what other people are doing and how this world really sees NFTs, man. You know, but my man, last question. I'll let you go. I know you guys must be busy, but what's the future look like for Forgotten Runes? And then there's anything that you want to talk about before we sign off? Anything that you wanted to highlight it or anything like that?
I think like I'm really interested in pursuing, as I said earlier, this idea that we're this media franchise. All the different ways that expresses itself, whether it's the TV show, the comic, the game, anything else. I'm really excited to just expand that in those directions. You know, the TV show, like I said, is the thing I'm most excited about. And we've got some new, I guess, strategies on how to really make that happen in a much bigger way. We'll be revealing that over the next coming months. You know, but not just like have the IP expand in these big media expression ways, but also like to deliver on the whole concept of decentralized IP. Like again, just today we finally were able to send out the royalty checks for everyone whose wizard appeared in the comics. You know, that is just powerful stuff.
That is powerful.
And it's disruptive to the legacy industry that's out there.
I don't, and that's another thing. I think that's why, dude. They don't like that. You know what I mean? It cuts to their
Why, yeah.
yeah, it cuts to the bottom line, man. Like, we got a long way to go, brother, but go ahead.
But yeah, but I really want to like deliver on that promise, on that whole concept of the decentralized IP, the sort of the franchise that's owned by the fans. You know, if we can continue to build on that, I think that's probably the most exciting thing that we could do.
Oh, man.
And
dude, just the way you explained it, man. Dude, it stuck with me. The way you explained Forgotten Runes and how you guys want to etch yourselves forever, you know, like it you know, it took me back a little bit. I was just like, holy shit, dude. I've never looked at it. Like I said, I've never looked at it this way, but thank you for showing me that new perspective. And dude, again, thank you for hopping on the show, man. It's been really fun getting to know you, your journey, Forgotten Runes, and what they've got cooking up. Before we sign off, please let people know where they can find more information about you and Forgotten Runes.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter. It's just J Trull, ELFJTRUL. And then of course the project is at Forgotten Runes on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
or you can guys, ForgottenRunes.com.
Oh yeah, you guys have to definitely check that out. They're building some cool, amazing shit. The fucking NFTs, the TV show, the game, the community, the book of war, so many stuff, man. And I'm super excited. Cannot recommend you guys anymore. Again, thank you for hopping on the show, brother.
Thanks for the invite.
Oh yeah.